Reverend Dr. Williams G. Crouch, an American missionary from California, established Ecwa Theological Seminary, Ibaja, in the year 1941. On Ecwa Headquarters update, we bring to you happenings in and around Ecwa Headquarters. And now the headlines. Ecwa Spiritual Mothers in Ministry International Forum 2022. Group 3 Local Overseers Consultation. Now the news in details. Ecwa Spiritual Mothers Forum 2022 started from Wednesday 9th February to Saturday 12th February 2022. The conference took place at Ecwa International Conference Hall, Jos. The chairperson, Mrs. Naomi Panya-Baba, made a general analysis of who a pastor's wife is and what is expected from a pastor's wife in conducting herself and carrying everyone along, because she is supposed to serve as a shining light and a role model, modeling, not a competitor, preaching Christ in whatever she do, and be a spiritual mother to all the congregation in the church. The church stands for the truth, where the spiritual mother, who is a pace setter in words and actions, both within and without, in maintaining integrity, considering the plight of children and followers. Spiritual mothers are mandated to reflect the glory of Christ always and be cognizant of the fact that Christ is coming soon. Supporting their husbands with their gift and talent in propagating the work of the ministry in good works, lifestyle, and being part of the growth of the gospel of Christ in all nooks and crannies of the earth. Where your husband plants seeds, your role is to water those seeds and allow the master to cause the growth. Your primary role as a minister's wife is to enhance and not be a stumbling block, and be a partner in progress. Women are charged to open up, interact, sacrifice, and show concern by supporting and showing concern toward the growth of the church and Ecwa at large. Pastors' wives are now mandated with the responsibility of being a member and advisor to the Christian Education Department of their various local churches, so they should live up to their expectations and make good use of the opportunity bestowed on them, and show exemplary measures in bringing about positive changes in whatever they do. Not just relegating themselves only to the Christian Education Department, but showing concerns and being available to the needs of the various fellowships and units in their churches. The chairperson of SMIM, Mrs. Naomi Panya-Baba, made mention of the handbook, which is to serve as a guide to spiritual mothers on what to know and say about SMIM in cases of clarity and decision-making in zones they are yet to visit. They should fall back on the handbook to be in the right track, clarify information before passing them across to people. Communication and respect is key, which should be made simple and effective in order not to distort the message that is being passed on from one place to the other, which brings about the need to involve the executive wives in different social media platforms so that they can support and monitor the messages sent across to members, and this involves all district and local church council in Ecwa.
We want to be there so that we support the communication process. Number 2, if there's any help that we see that is needed at that level, if you need intervention, we can step in. 3, sometimes there are deaths, bereavement, and so on and so forth at your DCC levels, and we don't know. Ama unkuna the platform muna nan shiru a wurin, in mun gani ko kun fada ko ba ku fada ba za mu kira ku mu ce a'a an yi rasuwa ne. Are we together? So it will help us to flow together.
Because in some places the communication between the pastor's wives, congregation, and SMIM officials is great, while in others it's the opposite. Respecting one another and following laid down rules is vital and help in curbing negative comments. Every communication should be very respectful and responsible. Honorable Pastor Yiljab Abraham spoke on the basic tool for protocol, describing protocol as a value-adding chain to whatever you do by consciously observing and earning respect. He took his text from Ecclesiastes 8 verse 7, because God is a follower of seasons and time. So it's important for human beings to follow protocols because it helps in living your life in an orderly manner and gives an attribute of a formal behavior. Your behavior, either good or bad, is related to protocol.
The pastor's wife is a protocol officer in the sense that there are men who are weak as far as establishing and sustaining relationship is concerned. Akwai mazajin da basu iya hulɗa yadda za su kasance cikin zumunci da ko cikin iyali ma, cikin dangogi, akwai mazan da ba su da wannan skill din. But there are women that are very skillful. They are the ones who oil the joints of relationships in the family. Zaka duba duk zuriya ita ce tana linking da wannan, tana linking da wannan, amma in ka bar mai gidan ne, he can leave his relations away from him, he can stay away from them for a long time. So protocol helps to establish and build and sustain that sort of relationship that will give glory to the Lord. So the key words in protocol are procedure, the way of doing things, or process, or rules, or agreement. It is when there is agreement that a protocol is functional. When there is no agreement, protocol is not functional. For example, your program for today has outlined every hour what you are to do, where you should be. You have agreed on that. And that is why leaders will not be happy if others go outside of the program. I am giving a specific time to speak with you. If I go outside of the time, those who invited me will not be happy. And you also will not be happy. Except if we all agree. If there is no agreement and I insist on going on, you will be unhappy. And that is out of protocol. So you have words like agreement, treaty, convention. If there are no conventions, if there are no agreements, those kind of relationships will be very difficult to carry through.
Protocol holds people, groups, and relationships together. It gives you recognition beyond what is given to others through systems or rules governing a formal occasion. It is important for every woman to have the skills to interact with people politely because it's a conscious, deliberate effort by Christians to follow agreed procedures to maintain orderliness. So the pastor's wife is a protocol officer in ensuring that orderliness is maintained wherever you find yourself, because the wife is a helper and a mother. So she should model the family, church, and emulate Christ-like behaviors, because the absence of protocol is chaos and disorder, and that is harmful to the church and society. The program was wrapped up with prayer sessions where women prayed for the growth of Ecwa, the General Church Council, the District Church Council, and local churches, and in turn prayed for EBSMIM and their activities for the year 2022. Group 3 local overseers consultation with Ecwa Executive started on Tuesday, 15th February to end on the 16th February 2022 at Ecwa Headquaters International Conference Hall, Jos, with the paper presentation by Barrister Joseph Bata Damboyi on the topic, the role of local overseers in mitigating or reducing the scope of litigations in Ecwa. The local overseer consultation is to bring together local overseers to discuss, deliberate, and seek way forward in the growth of the body of Christ. The Ecwa executive were present at the consultation, where they had one-on-one interactions with local overseers and discussed the various difficulties they encounter in their work of ministry. The program started with a roll call to know the different diocese that were represented, followed by a welcome address from the Vice President of Ecwa, Reverend Stephen Sonji Ajishe. He started by appreciating God for joining mercies to the consultation. The Vice President's welcome address, he made emphasis on the theme of the year of 2022, which says, "Look, he is coming with the clouds," gotten from Revelation 1:7, indicates that the coming of the Son of Man is truly near, and Christians need to be more vigilant than ever before and be prepared for the second and final coming of Christ. With the goal of Ecwa, which is to glorify God in all we do, and that is the primary mandate of Ecwa, despite the increasing challenges of the end time, which are exerting so much pressure on the church, but with greater determination, strength, and energy should be put in achieving this goal. Effort should be put together to invigorate in fulfilling divine mandates spiritually, physically, materially, and financially with the security issues and challenges in the country. Pastors are reminded of the importance of wearing their clergy uniform by Ecwa in all events because it boosts the confidence of members, while in places with rising security challenges, pastors and reverends should use their wisdom and discretion of safety purpose. With the approach of the 2023 general election, pastors are required to remain non-partisan as regard politics because it is part of the significant responsibilities of pastors to encourage and provide spiritual counsel and support to those members that are called into politics and governance. Ecwa has taken this mandate to have a summit for those in governance and politics at the top level in making them participatory in the party as well as being effective in the offices, not to be carried away with the things of the world. Christian politicians should occupy such position knowing fully their faith, which should be used as a mandate to win souls for God through their deeds and actions. The importance of Ecwa members to have their voters card, and those who don't have should endeavor to go and register because the online registration have already commenced and the procedure for the exercise are all over the internet, and this information should be widely circulated among members of the various Ecwa churches. As Christians and spiritual leaders, they need to know that our actions and things we do have more impact than what we say in shaping our relationship with brethren, colleagues, and in mentoring others in the right path. Prayerfully knowing that our actions don't negatively contradict our words, let's live a life worthy of emulation. Our life should be like an open Bible that others can read, see, and come to the saving knowledge of Christ, and be encouraged to worship and serve God better in spirit and in truth. The paper presentation on the role of leaders in mitigating or reducing litigation in Ecwa brought about the knowledge of the operational books which serve as a guidelines for leaders on the operations of Ecwa and handling administrative matters and implementing them. While disciplining an employee, the employer should know the fact and be sure that reasons for discipline exist. Being uniform in discipline, an employer should give their employees chances to modify performances or behavior which can be accompanied through progressive discipline action. Documentation of discipline actions, good governance in the church spills into resolving disputes amicably among leadership and members. Leaders must be conversant with the Constitution and bylaws with Condition of service of the organization, having a binding and mandatory Christian meditation, whatever it might be, settling and resolving issues amicably is paramount. Current issues relating to Christian faith and practice with impotence and marriage, single ladies and childbearing, the various vices of the devil to lure children of God into practice of lesbianism, gayism, bisexual, transgender were being discussed, and how the church can triumph and be free. Holding on to the promises and purpose of God, instituting marriage for companionship, procreation, love and pleasure, and to curb fornication and adultery, with the need for local overseers to invest in having a stable and happy home, as this is part of fulfilling the mandate and command of God, which will bring about efficiency and productivity in their duties and assignments. Determination, hard work, consistency pays. Don't give up. If you can dream it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.